8 people have died after a rainstorm-triggered flood hit Quanzhou County in South China's Guangxi-Zhuang Autonomous Region.
9 people in Quanzhou were reported missing and another 34 injured as of Sunday evening. The sustained rainfall has caused more than 250,000 people to suffer property losses, left over 600 houses collapsed, and damaged around 17,000 hectares of cropland. The country's direct economic loss has now reached about $250 million. Nearly 38,000 people have been relegated. The local government has provided tents, quilts, bottled water, and medicine to disaster areas. Temporary shelter has been set up in some schools. On Sunday, China's Flood Control Authority said that water levels in more than 60 rivers in southern China were above the warning levels due to sustained rainfalls in recent days.
The launch of China's latest heavy-lift carrier rocket, the Long March 5Y2, on Sunday proved unsuccessful.
An anomaly occurred during the rocket's flight after it took off from Wenchang Space Launch Center in China's southern province of Hainan. Further investigation is to be carried out. The Long March 5 made its maiden flight in November 2016 from the same site at Wenchang, sending its payload into preset orbit.
At least 8 people died and another 35 were injured in a gas explosion in southwest China's Guizhou province.
Local authorities said the explosion occurred on Sunday in the town of Shazi, Changlong County. The injured, including 4 in critical condition, have been sent to hospital for treatment. According to the preliminary investigation, days of heavy rain triggered a landslide, which crushed a pipeline operated by the China National Petroleum Corporation and caused gas leak and ensuing blast. Rescuers said the fire was put out and residents nearby were evacuated.
Local police has arrested a suspect on Friday for kidnapping Zhang Yingying, a visiting Chinese scholar at the University of Illinois in the U.S. Midwest. Zhang's family made their first public announcement on Saturday after the suspect was arrested.
At present, there are 2 most urgent things for me and all the other families. First, we hope that we can find her as soon as possible. We want to take her home. Second, we need help and support from the society to take the suspect to justice as early as possible and give him the most severe punishment that he deserves.
Chinese Consul General Hong Lei led a working group to Champaign to convey their sympathy and consolation to Zhang's family on Saturday.
At this moment, we understand the pain of Yingying's family. We asked the U.S. law enforcement branches to thoroughly investigate the case, bring the culprit to justice, and give him the punishment he deserves.
The suspect, Brand Christensen, was enrolled as a PhD candidate in experimental condensed matter physics by UIUC, but it was not clear if he was still studying at the university when he was arrested. Christensen will remain in law enforcement custody pending his initial federal court appearance scheduled on Monday. According to an affidavit filed in federal court, Christensen was under surveillance Thursday when agents overheard him explaining he had kidnapped Zhang.
According to what we see here, the suspect has been arrested. The reason for the arrest is because he described how he kidnapped Zhang Yingying on the phone to someone.
Christensen was also found searching how to conduct kidnaps on the internet.
According to the FBI and the police, we are now basically confirmed that Zhang Yingying's student was killed. Now the police needs to get further legal and scientific report.
Zhang, 26, went missing on June the 9th after she got into a black Saturn Astra car about 5 blocks from where she got off a bus as she was heading to an apartment complex to sign a lease. She had just arrived at the University of Illinois in late April and was to conduct research in agricultural sciences and planned to begin work on her doctorate in the fall. Her body hasn't been found.
The Chinese government has initiated the Made in China 2025 strategy to upgrade Chinese industry in transition period of the 4th Industrial Revolution. CTE, a Shenzhen-based telecoms company, focuses on innovation drive, intellectual property, and green development, investing billions in research and development. Here is a look.
The world is now getting smarter, with fast pace moving towards a new round of industrial revolution. Shenzhen-based ZTE, the world's fifth largest telecommunications equipment supplier by revenue, has been making lots of effort to become a pacemaker in the industry. Han Zhiming, president of ZTE Thailand, says the key to keep the leading role is to invest more on research and development.
ZTE has been investing a huge amount of money onto research and development. Every year, more than 10% of our sales income will go to R&D. Since 2010, we have invested more than $10 billion.
According to the official data from the World Intellectual Property Organization, ZTE ranks world's #1 in terms of patent cooperation treatment application. ZTE now has 107 branches all over the world with a good reputation of creativity and internationalization.
On the way of Chinese enterprises going out and internationalization, one of our key strategies is localization, to have a high convergence with the local government for long-term and sustainable development.
Yu Tapong is a project director. He is in charge of the business with one of Thailand's biggest telecom operators. Having worked with ZTE for more than 5 years, Yu Tapong says his understanding of Made in China has changed.
Before 10 years ago, everyone knows it's like the Made in China is like a copy one, copy goods, and low price, with low technology and low quality. But now after I work in CTE 5 years and 6 months more, I feel that it's not like that. The Made in China is like in CTE is high technology, with innovation, high high performance and high quality.
In recent years, emerging industry represented by mobile internet, cloud computing, and big data has developed rapidly.
When 5G era comes, the bandwidth of telecommunication, the data pipeline will be widely enlarged. Therefore, the internet speed, the number of users, and the timeliness will be much improved.
To accelerate the transformation of China from a big manufacturing power to a strong manufacturing power, Premier Li Keqiang advanced the Made in China 2025 concept in his government work report to the top legislature this year.
Boosted by faster cargo trains and more developed logistics systems, Chinese e-commerce companies have seen their sales skyrocketing in Russia in the past few years, contributing to an uptick in trade between the two countries.
China has been Russia's largest trading partner for 6 years, and Russia is a major source for China to import energy and high-tech products. Official data show China-Russia trade grew 33.7% in the first 5 months this year to about $32.8 billion. Chinese ambassador to Russia, Li Hui, said the focus of China-Russia economic and trade cooperation is shifting from sheer skill or speed to quality and profits.
I believe the quality and quantity of economic and trade cooperation between the two countries will continue to rise.
As the two countries both strive to achieve higher quality growth, their economic ties are also strengthening through deeper, broader, and more innovative cooperation. They also have agreed to pair the China proposed Belt and Road Initiative with the Russia-led Eurasian Economic Union.
Despite public worries about China-U.S. relations in Trump's era, CEO of a principal financial group believes it's not the president but the people of the two countries that will ultimately define the success of the China-U.S. relations.
You know, the way I would think about it is not so much the Trump era. I would like to think about it as the era of the Chinese and American people because of our mutual dependencies on one another. You have a very large economy that is going to benefit greatly from U.S. exported products. And I have no doubt that the U.S. economy is going to benefit from the significant Chinese exports. So it only makes sense that we have a healthy and vibrant trade relationship between China and the U.S. And no matter who the president is, it really gets down to the consumers, right? You have corporations and you have individuals. They're the ones that are consuming these products in China and in the U.S., and they'll ultimately decide what the success is of the U.S.-China trade relationship. And I would tell you, from my vantage point, I think it'll be incredibly positive for both countries.
U.S. goods and services trade with China totaled an estimated $648.2 billion in 2016, with China ranking as the largest goods trading partner of the U.S. Moreover, Chinese companies invested a record $46 billion in the U.S. in 2016, tripling the amount in 2015 and representing a tenfold increase compared to 5 years ago. While some U.S. companies have voiced concerns about China's business environment in recent years, Houston views the issue in a two-way context.
Not only did the U.S. companies express concern and challenges, but you know what? Those same Chinese companies expressed similar challenges about doing business in the U.S. So we both mutually have to learn how to work with one another. But again, I think if we stick to it and we're persistent, and we add good value, and there's good transparency, and there's a good cooperation and partnership, then we'll see more Chinese companies doing business in the U.S. and more U.S. companies doing business in China. And it doesn't happen overnight. These are things that foster long-standing relationships and understanding, because sometimes we don't always communicate as clearly and as transparently as we need to.
Principal set up an office in China in early 1990s and created an asset management company together with China Construction Bank in 2005, which managed assets over $44 billion by the end of 2015. The importance of patience and resilience is well exemplified by Principal's persistence in Chinese market over the last 2 decades.
China represents a tremendous amount of growth. If you think about the challenges in China, they're very similar to the U.S. You have 1.3 billion in population. Yeah. You have a society that is growing older and gray, and they're going to need products and services that not only are used to accumulate wealth, but perhaps one of the most important elements of the strategy are the products and services that allow them to generate income into retirement.
Severe smog has affected many parts of China this winter. Over 20 cities across the country issued red alerts, the highest warning level in 2016. As environmental pollution disrupts the lives of hundreds of millions of people, the government is promoting a greener lifestyle and encouraging ways to reduce carbon consumption, such as buying new energy cars. China Reports gives you the story.
As winter approaches, the first thought in Chinese people's minds is smog instead of happy holiday memories. Breathing masks have become essential for anyone venturing outside, while air purifiers are needed indoors. For many, the biggest wish for tomorrow is a blue sky. This year, China is still struggling with the heavy smog. The Beijing Municipal Environmental Protection Bureau has introduced a series of pollution reduction measures to cut down PM 2.5 pollutant emissions. These include vehicle restrictions. All kindergartens, primary schools and middle schools in Xi'an, the capital of northwest China's Shanxi province, were closed for several days in this winter. Teachers gave online classes via chatting apps, while some schools offered live classes to students at home. In Tianjin, the heavy smog also forced many to stay indoors over weekends.
We'd better not drive, as the air has been so polluted.
I think the measures are expedient. They can reduce the impacts of smoke, but only temporarily, not fundamentally.
As the world's largest developing country, China is playing an active role in global responses to climate change, as it is itself a victim of environmental pollution. China leads the world in terms of energy conservation and use of new and renewable energy. In 2015, there were 340,000 new energy vehicles on China's roads, and the country has the largest market for new energy automobiles. The government is also promoting a more environmentally friendly lifestyle, encouraging low-carbon consumption means, such as buying new energy cars. At the Guangzhou Auto Show last year, there was a buzz surrounding solar-powered vehicles. A prototype of a new energy vehicle that is powered through social energy was showcased at the show. The exterior of the vehicle, which is named Solar R, is covered with solar panels that can absorb sunlight and transfer it into energy. Theoretically, the vehicle will generate zero pollution on the road.
Our vehicle is covered with 4.2 square meters of solar power panels, which can generate about 8 kilowatt-hour of electricity per day. Given our vehicle's extra lightweight design, it can run about 80 kilometers on this 8 kilowatt-hour of electricity. Plus the 42 kilowatt-hour battery we put on our vehicle, I would say that it can definitely cover some 400 kilometers.
BYD, the country's leading new energy vehicle maker, reported net profits of about $539.8 million for the first 9 months. This was up from 86.82% from the same period in 2015. BYD is also expected to expand its renewable energy business abroad and target countries such as in Brazil. Each new energy car will have maximum continuous driving distance of 300 kilometers on lithium-ion batteries. Charging is a major problem for new energy car owners. People have to charge a new energy car almost 3 times a week if the car is used every day in large cities. However, both public and private charging stations are not adequate. Usually, it takes at least 1 hour to get the car partly charged and 6 more hours to fully charge the vehicle. To overcome these problems and make the cars more user-friendly, cities like Guangzhou and Beijing are installing more charging stations to meet the rising demands.
It's convenient to have charging stations for commuters from Shenzhen to Guangzhou. Previously, I couldn't drive a new energy car to Guangzhou because I was afraid my car would run out of power. If I can charge the car midway, I can come back without doubt.
As the production of new energy cars increases and vehicles are made more user-friendly, it is hoped that China's high pollution levels will be reduced.
While renting luxury items has become commonplace in Western countries, the model is still developing in China. Miss Paris, a Chinese online luxury renting company, has now started gaining popularity across the country.
Many women know how it is. A wardrobe full of clothes but nothing to wear. Miss Paris, located in Shanghai Bund, is trying to offer women a more economic way to be fashionable. It sends buyers to New York's Fifth Avenue and fashion shows in Paris on behalf of their clients. Customers can then choose from more than 100 European and American brands, within a price range of $300 and $1,000.
We have 50 to 60 offers per day in the peak season.
By paying online, you can rent clothes from anywhere for no extra fee. The company provides next-day delivery to China's first-tier cities. The cost of Miss Paris membership card is 518 yuan per month, or 3,588 yuan per year. Each member has a maximum of 400 yuan a day to rent clothes, with no limitations on style, brands, prices, or numbers. Customers only pay extra if the price of the clothes goes over the daily limit. Many traditional costume renting stores tend to have smaller clientele, meaning higher renting prices, especially for those expensive dresses. In contrast, thanks to the huge online market, Miss Paris dresses are more accessible. Over 80% of the renting prices for a single outfit are below 400 yuan, with a lending period of 3 days. For one, this is a very attractive bargain. What she could spend on just one well-known brand dress could cover the same expenses as renting for a whole year. And of course, Miss Paris offers much more choices. Wang works in finance in Shanghai. She needs a wardrobe to shine at every party and social event. The low price and great variety of Miss Paris meet her needs exactly.
I have the opportunity to try out every style of latest costumes so that I know what fits me best. If it fits me well, I will consider buying one. If not, I will just rent it once. Miss Paris gives me the chance to change my clothes as frequently as I want. And it also means that I do not need to own many clothes, but can just wear the clothes I want and turn to other styles when I get bored. This is such a good online service that costs little but offers more.
Miss Paris now owns over thousands of outfits from more than 100 top Western brands, most of which reflect the most up-to-date fashions of the current season in New York and Paris. After attracting a large number of customers through its costume renting service, Miss Paris is turning to everyday clothes, bags, and accessories to meet women's needs at different occasions. The service has spread to over 30 cities in China since it began in March 2015. However, the company also faces a lot of difficulties in the running of the business, namely inventory, delivery, quality guarantee, cleaning, and maintenance.
云天无际，承载梦想。中国南方航空是中国运输飞机最多、航线网络最发达、年客运量最大的航空公司。亚洲第一，全球第三，是南航缔造的业界奇迹。 蓝天壮志情，云海谱华章。
专业的团队，丰厚的经验。
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Lake Cook Law Group.
投资理财、法律咨询，芝加哥专业律师团队为您的梦想提供最安全的保障。
This is Little Chinese Channel, 小小的王, Lesson 31. In this lesson, we will be teaching you these 6 Chinese characters. From Lesson 30, we learned the character Bei. If we put a horizontal stroke and a small downstroke to the left and make a little hat, or Bei, it turns into Yeah, yeah, yeah means page. 3页, 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 3页 means 3 pages. 第三页, 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 第三页 means page 3. Yeah is the building block of these 2 characters. Time for a new rule character. What's this? Qi. Qi. Qi means air. 空气. 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 空气 means air. 新鲜空气. 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 新鲜空气 means fresh air. If we remove these 3 strokes and put in 2 dots, so it looks like wings. What's this? Fei. Fei. Fei means to fly. 飞鱼. 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 飞鱼 means flying fish. 飞机. 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 飞机 is an airplane. Time for a new root character. A R. And a slanted stroke. With a vertical stroke that has a hook at the bottom. 手 means hand. 握手 means to shake hands. 手表 means watch. If we take out the stroke and put in a stroke that looks like a tail, what's this? 毛 means fur or hair. 毛巾 means towel. Time for a new root character. We have a 人, a dot, and a stroke. 今 means now or today. 今天 means today. Okay, let's write. Remember when you're writing to follow the stroke sequence. Yeah! Qi. 飞 手 毛 巾 Bye-bye.